it's crazy though, because we used to do everything together, and I gave them 17 years that were better, and I feel guilt about this, but there's nothing I can do, that were better than your guys' childhood. There was no fighting, there was no
that's what me and Emma say sometimes, like, he has a kid, he has no idea, like, he'll complain about how, dad's so mean to me and treat me like this, but that's just a cop-out for him to be able to push you away, because it's really not personal. It's nothing that you did. It's nothing that you did, though. It's all that she's put in his head, and that makes it easier for him to stay away.
But what I didn't do is I didn't go back to Washington. When she left him with Grandma and Grandpa, I did not go back and get him, and I should have.
But, I mean,
but he was 17,
all,
18.
As parents, are going to have guilt over something, this, that, or the other, and there's nothing we can do to take it back. Like, every parent has that. And we're going to have it until we die. Like, we could be doing the best and be the best parent ever, but there's always going to be something in our heads that we could have done better. And it's not going to matter, and it's never going to change. But that's just what it is, being a parent. We all have that parental guilt.
I just want to make sure that you...
I feel like I've been doing...
After I'm...
I have no idea.
Yeah, Elijah, I don't know. I think he's just young. He's 20, and he'll be 21 here in 4 or 5 months. But he's young mentally, I think. And with them living...
He thinks he knows everything.
Well, yeah. We all did. But me, like at 17, I was going into the Navy, Chicago. At 18, I was up in Alaska fishing 3 times.
By yourself?
Doing things, and
but
learning.
You also didn't have anybody.
No.
You had to figure things out a lot sooner than he did. And, like, even parts of my childhood, I, like, had to grow up in certain ways more than he did. And that's the part that... like sheltering, and it's not bad, because like you did what you thought was right and kept him away from all the bad stuff, but now he's kind of like, I don't want to say ungrateful, but he just really has no idea. Like,
I didn't think we'd be where we are now. I thought I'd be with him, he'd be fine. If he was sheltered, I could slowly teach him. But it's like at age...
But the way Nicole sheltered them was also like a whole other...
Well, it's like, why would you not want your kids to learn how to wash dishes or to cook? Because then you don't teach them, then they're dependent on you. And it's just
but
a weird...
she made us do all that.
It's a weird dynamic. I mean, I got video of her just screaming at him because he did not understand what she was talking about, dishes. I mean, he was trying to do them, and she's just screaming at him, and she's blaming me for the way he is. And I'm like, but Nicole, you never taught him.
So how's he supposed to just know?
And then she turned around, she's like, well, he's your son too. It's like, okay, how many times do I do dishes? I mean, but...
You were off working, making money to pay for everything that she wanted. She wanted all your money, but you have to be perfect and do everything. And
I guess I wanted to... I don't know. Was there anything you missed when he was with you before he went to Texas? He just came over. Was it just once? Or?
Yeah, because for the longest he was ignoring me while he was here.
When you were living in Glenwood, you guys had Thanksgiving?
Yeah, here and there. And but then it like dwindled down. And then like for months he didn't respond to me. Because I remember you saying, hit up Elijah, talk to Elijah, because he was up here with them. And I would try, and he would never respond. And so finally, when he did reach out to me, because he was moving, and we went out to lunch at Uncle Dave's at one time, he finally reached out. And then when I saw him, he said, sorry, I wasn't replying to you. People do that to me sometimes, and it makes you feel bad, so now I kind of do it. He just, it was a lame excuse that he had, but I was like, whatever, Because like he really wasn't responding even before that, because but a little bit,
Well,
like the Thanksgiving. Since the Thanksgiving, I think since I gave him that letter you wanted me to give him, he stopped kind of responding after that until he moved.
What was the letter?
It was telling him about like your childhood and things that happened to you, and he's like, why? Okay, he's like, that's sad, but like, why is he telling me this? Why is he telling me this?
Yeah, it's like with Ethan when I called on Christmas, and they were at Grandma's down there or over there. Grandma said, "Here, it's your dad." And he hung the phone up on me. He didn't even respond. But Emma said that Elijah was just like bawling at Thanksgiving with her on the front porch.
Oh, that's why, because like I think they went out there by themselves, and then I might have came out a little bit later, because I didn't really remember him crying all that much until she said something the other day.
The other thing, when he went back to Texas, he said something. You said he was going to go when he was damn good and ready.
Yeah, like I was like, are you going to Texas tomorrow? And I think he took a couple days.
Didn't he not have the money or something? And
no, he had money.
She gave him like $500 to $700, and that's what I thought.
He saved up his own money. I don't think she really gave him anything. It's hard for me, though, because my memory's not.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, I sent you like.
But we gave him money after that. Yeah.
2,000.
Yeah.
The thing is, I went after that. I went down. It was like about a year and a half after being here. I went down to Texas once I found out his address. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was right after. And then I told him, I was like, well, how do you think your sister gave you that money? I said, it was me. I said, I've known all along.
But he should have known that, though. I'm pretty sure I told him that.
Yeah.
When you did.
Okay.
So if he was acting clueless, then he did.
Well, he was just quiet. Super quiet and kind of standoffish.
Was his mom right there?
Well, she was at the door, and he was like around the bush in the front yard talking to me. They wouldn't let us in the house.
Of course not.
And but when Ethan got off the bus, they literally were happy and talked to me for about an hour and a half. And I said, well, I'm going to come back tomorrow. We'll go have breakfast or lunch, and then, I'm only going to be here for a couple days. And then when I came back, it was just like different people. It's like they both got an ass chewing and couldn't believe that I was there on their doorstep. And she told me, like, the way it was is the way it's going to be,
Psycho?
Well,
yeah, so that's what she did, basically.
No contact.
When he was being kind of quiet and standoffish with her standing there, that's because he didn't want her to hear.
Yeah.
He probably didn't want her to know that you gave him money.
But then from that point till I went back, we bought the building. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was sending them like $1,000 every 3 months, each of them.
Jeez.
So
hopefully they got it.
Well, the one's made out to Elijah, the other one's made out to Ethan. And then I went to the bank, my bank, and I had them pull the cash check. And the one that was made to Ethan had Nicole's signature, paid to the order of Nicole. So, well,
because you can sign checks over to people.
Yeah, I think he was underage still. But so when we went down, me, Emma, Layla, and Amy, she had been drilling for that year and a half that I just abandoned them, and I didn't want anything to do with them. So I sent them letters, I sent them money, sent them packages, sent them care packages, just, here and there of like cool stuff, beef jerky, clothes,
stuff they like,
snacks, and then finally
just threw them all away.
Yeah, finally I got with
or sold them.
The pastor at her church. Got a hold of him, sent him things. He said, "Yeah, I'll be the middleman. Just send things to me." Oh, and that was the other thing. I started sending all the money to Elijah, so he would be responsible for, whether Ethan got the money or not.
Yeah.
But the pastor, Elijah told the pastor that whatever was between me and Elijah was between me and Elijah, and he wasn't going to talk to pastor about it. So he really didn't have...
But you won't talk to you about it either.
I know. He really didn't have a reason why, he is not talking to me.
Because he doesn't have a reason, and it's just easier for him to be angry at you than to have his mom barking in his ear and his mom guilting him, and then also like
the only thing they can be guilting me of is that I left.
I know, but I'm saying like his mom is manipulative that way. She is psycho to where she'll turn something into nothing, or like nothing into something.
I remember. But the thing was, she was just, when I left, I gave her a letter stating I want to see the boys every 3 to 6 months. I gave her $3,000 for the 3 months I wasn't going to be there. You know, and she never showed her family. She never showed the boys that.
Of course she didn't.
The only way you can make them believe that I abandoned them.
She's the type that will throw away letters or throw away shit that you give them and send them, and then keep the money for herself, or she'll sell the stuff and return the stuff and get the money herself.
Yeah, I mean, she's the one that threw away Ethan's survival kit that I bought him.
She would never sit there and say, your dad bought those for you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Look at how nice your dad, unless they got the package first themselves.
Yeah.
You know? She's not going to do that.